A powerful message from Archangel Michael. This is the moment your success was waiting for. Remain here. This did not reach you by chance. There are moments when success does not announce itself, it simply waits for you to stop long enough to recognize it, and this is one of those moments. What you are feeling right now is not curiosity, it is alignment beginning to settle. When alignment arrives, it is quiet, steady, and unmistakable, and it asks for your attention without demanding anything from you. This message is not here to impress you or rush you forward. It is here to confirm something you already sensed but did not name. Your preparation has been deeper than it appeared. Your patience has been noticed. Your steadiness mattered even when nothing moved. There is strength present now, calm and precise, not pushing and not delaying. This is guidance that arrives when the timing is correct, not when the noise is loudest. Success waits for clarity, and clarity is forming now. You were not paused because you were unready. You were paused because refinement was still completing its work. What felt like waiting was alignment organizing itself around you, step by step, without force. Notice how your attention has narrowed. Notice how the need to rush has softened. That shift is not accidental. Recognition always comes before momentum, and momentum always follows stillness. This is the moment your success was waiting for, not because everything outside has changed, but because something inside you has settled into certainty. Stay present with this. What unfolds next is meant to be received slowly. Stay with this moment. Do not move past it too quickly, because what is happening now is rare. Success is not approaching you from the outside, it is aligning with you from within, and that is why this feels different from everything before. Here is the truth most people never hear at the right time. The delay you questioned was not a blockage. It was a filter. It removed what could not stay with you at your next level. What remains now is what belongs. You were not being tested to see if you could endure. You were being refined so that success could arrive without resistance. That refinement is complete. What feels like calm is actually readiness settling into place. This is why things that once pulled at your energy no longer hold the same power. This is why certain paths quietly closed without explanation. Success does not argue, it rearranges, and it does so silently. Right now, recognition is happening before results appear. That is always the order. When recognition arrives, momentum follows naturally. You will notice your next steps feel simpler, cleaner, and strangely obvious. That is alignment speaking. What is meant for you will no longer require force. What is not meant for you will no longer demand explanation. This is not luck beginning. This is precision taking over. Do not rush to define what comes next. Let it reveal itself at the same calm pace this message arrived. You are exactly where success needed you to be in order to meet you without noise. Stay present. Part 3 completes what has begun. Remain present for this closing, because this is not an ending. It is a confirmation. Everything that needed to align has already aligned, and what you are sensing now is not emotion, it is recognition settling into certainty. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime truth that completes this message. The success moving toward you did not come to change who you are. It came to reveal who you have always been beneath the patience, the waiting, and the quiet discipline you carried without applause. That is why this feels familiar. That is why it feels calm. Real alignment never feels forced. From this moment forward, you will not need proof to trust what you know. You will feel alignment in the ease of your decisions. You will recognize guidance in how smoothly your next steps arrange themselves. You will notice that what is not meant for you fades without resistance, while what belongs to you stays without effort. This is how success arrives when the timing is correct. Not loudly, not urgently, but precisely. What once required effort will now require attention. What once felt confusing will now feel obvious. This is not momentum beginning. This is momentum remembering you. This message ends here because it does not need continuation. Its purpose was never to hold you here, but to return you to yourself with clarity intact. Carry this awareness quietly. Let it shape your days without explanation. The success you were waiting for was waiting for this moment of recognition. It remains with you now, not as pressure, not as noise, but as certainty. Stay exactly where you are. Nothing more is required from you now. What is unfolding does not need effort, explanation, or urgency. It needs your presence, because presence is where success completes its work. Here is the surprising truth few ever realize. Success does not arrive to add something new to your life. It arrives to remove what no longer matches you. That is why this moment feels lighter, clearer, and strangely settled at the same time. You are not stepping into something unfamiliar. You are returning to alignment you once sensed but could not yet live from. The confidence you feel rising is not excitement. It is certainty remembering itself. From here forward, your progress will feel quieter than expected. Decisions will simplify. Opportunities will recognize you without persuasion. What once required proving will now require choosing. This is how success behaves when it knows where it belongs. Notice how there is no pressure to act immediately. That is not delay. That is precision. When timing is correct, nothing needs to be rushed. Movement happens naturally because resistance is gone. This message continues only to this point because everything essential has already been delivered. You do not need to carry these words forward. They have already settled into you where they were meant to stay. Remain steady. Move calmly. Trust the ease that follows. The moment your success was waiting for has already begun, and it is unfolding with clarity, not noise. Remain steady with this moment, because what is happening now is subtle but decisive. Success has already crossed the point where it needed permission. It is no longer approaching. It is settling. Here is the revelation most people miss. When success truly arrives, it does not feel dramatic. It feels certain. The noise fades. The urgency dissolves. What remains is a clear knowing that you are standing exactly where you belong. This is why your attention feels anchored. This is why distractions no longer pull the same way. Your focus has shifted not because you tried, but because alignment has taken its place naturally. From here, you will notice that effort gives way to direction. You will not push harder. You will move cleaner. The right actions will stand out without debate, and the wrong ones will quietly lose relevance. What once felt delayed was timing protecting you. What once felt uncertain was clarity waiting to arrive fully. Nothing was wasted. Every pause carried you here. This message remains brief because it does not need repetition. Its work is not to convince you. Its work is to remind you that recognition has already occurred. Carry this calmly. Let your next steps reflect what you now know without needing to explain it. The moment your success was waiting for is no longer ahead of you. It is active now, unfolding with ease, accuracy, and quiet confidence. Remain calm and attentive, because this stage is quieter than all the others, and that is exactly why it matters. What follows recognition is not action, it is stabilization. Success settles before it expands. Here is the rare truth few ever hear. When alignment is real, it does not ask you to change direction. It confirms the direction you were already walking, even when you doubted it. That confirmation is happening now. You may notice that your thoughts feel simpler. Your choices feel cleaner. This is not loss of ambition. This is clarity replacing noise. When clarity arrives, effort becomes unnecessary. From this point forward, you will sense timing instead of chasing outcomes. You will know when to move without urgency, and when to pause without fear. That awareness is not learned. It is remembered. What is meant to grow with you will now respond without pressure. What cannot move forward with you will quietly fall away without conflict. This is how success protects what it chooses. This message does not extend further because it has completed its task. It was never meant to add weight. It was meant to remove it. Remain steady. Trust the calm that follows. The moment your success was waiting for has anchored itself within you, and it will express itself naturally, without noise, without force, and without delay. Remain centered with this moment, because what is happening now is the turning point most people never notice. Success has already recognized you, and recognition quietly reshapes reality before results appear. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization that changes everything. You do not move into success by becoming more. You move into it by releasing what no longer reflects who you already are. That release is happening naturally now. Notice how certainty feels calmer than excitement. That is not loss of energy. That is precision replacing effort. When precision arrives, the right paths reveal themselves without noise. From here, you will feel less need to explain your choices. Direction will feel self-evident. What once required reassurance will now feel stable without confirmation. This is alignment holding its ground. You are no longer preparing. You are positioning. The difference is subtle but decisive. Preparation waits. Positioning stands ready. That readiness is present now. What is meant to grow with you will respond to your calm. What is not aligned will lose relevance without conflict. Nothing will need to be forced. Nothing will need to be chased. This message continues only to this point because its work is complete. It was not meant to create urgency. It was meant to establish certainty. Stay steady. Move simply. Let clarity lead. The moment your success was waiting for is active now, unfolding with quiet authority and unmistakable direction. Remain with this stillness a little longer, because this is where the shift becomes irreversible. What is aligning now does not ask for effort. It establishes order. Success settles its foundation before it reveals its form. Here is the rare realization that completes this phase. You were never meant to chase outcomes. You were meant to arrive at accuracy. Accuracy is present now, and it makes movement simple without making it rushed. Notice how certainty feels quiet. That quiet is not absence. It is stability. When stability arrives, distractions lose their voice and priorities arrange themselves without debate. From here, your progress will feel unforced. You will recognize the next step not by urgency, but by ease. When the correct option appears, it will not compete. It will stand out. What once felt complex will simplify. What once felt heavy will feel optional. This is not reduction. This is refinement completing its work. You will not need to announce this change. Results will speak when the time is right. Until then, clarity will guide you with consistency and calm. This message pauses here because it has achieved its purpose. It was meant to stabilize you at the level where success can remain without resistance. Stay grounded. Move deliberately. Trust the quiet confidence that follows. The moment your success was waiting for is no longer forming. It is established now, steady, precise, and unmistakably yours. Remain present for this phase, because what completes now is subtle and final. Success has finished arranging itself around you, and what follows is not anticipation, it is arrival without noise. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization that seals this message. You were never meant to be convinced. You were meant to recognize. Recognition is what turns readiness into certainty, and that certainty is active now. Notice how there is no pressure to prove anything. That absence is not emptiness. It is authority settling in. When authority arrives, effort steps aside and direction becomes natural. From this point forward, your movement will feel inevitable rather than forced. You will choose without second guessing. You will pause without doubt. Timing will respond to you because alignment has already been established. What belongs with you will stay close without persuasion. What does not will fade without explanation. This is not separation. This is accuracy completing its work. You may realize that the future feels quieter than expected. That quiet is not uncertainty. It is stability. Stability is where success remains instead of passing through. This message closes here because nothing more needs to be added. What mattered has already integrated. What follows will unfold through action, not words. Carry this calmly. Move with simplicity. Trust what feels steady. The moment your success was waiting for is no longer approaching. It is present now, grounded, clear, and unmistakably aligned with you.